Brereton Horne. A View from the Outside takes a look at key issues affecting St. Vincent and the Grenadines and gives a global perspective on how these issues are viewed. Host Brereton Horne will examine a variety of topics to enlighten, stimulate debate, and explore solutions. Hear the facts, hear the real-life stories, hear A View from the Outside. Join Brereton Horne at 7:30am every Saturday on Nice Radio for A View from the Outside.
The weather in London, Randy, is partly cloudy and the temperature is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I want to say as well on behalf of A View from the Outside, I want to express deep condolences to the family and friends of Olin Denny. And Olin Denny, who is a past Speaker of the House of Assembly in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a very prominent lawyer, and he was a friend and colleague. And I wish his family and friends well at this difficult time, and his soul rest in peace. Randy, on A View from the Outside this week, we take a look at the issue of courage, with the view being that more and more people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are beginning to realize that it takes courage. And as we say locally in St. Vincent, guts to conquer fear and to overcome and change the things which eat away at our very existence. That being so though, more of people, yet more of you, need to build up that courage to ensure that no one, absolutely no one, keeps you afraid and takes advantage of you by using subtle and not so subtle ways to suppress your strength. The Cambridge Dictionary defines courage as the ability to control your fear in a dangerous or difficult situation, or the ability to be brave and confident enough to do what you believe in. The great Nelson Mandela, on the issue of courage in his autobiography, said, "I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear." If we apply the Cambridge Dictionary definition of courage, which says it is the ability to be brave and confident enough to do what we believe in, it is reasonable to conclude that the people who have stood and continue to stand on the front line following the December 9th general elections in St. Vincent and Grenadines indeed possess courage. All of them have courage. Yes, in the face of arrest and heavy-handedness by the police, you have stood firm and continue to stand firm for what you believe in. That is courage. Also, in the face of insult regarding who is indigent and poor and cannot afford to buy food or pay for transportation, you have stood firm and continue to stand firm. That is courage. You are never too poor to have courage. When you stand up and speak out against the injustices which are being meted out to individuals, all because of their perceived or purported political affiliation, that is courage. When you call in on a radio program and you say how disappointed you are with the way the country's been run, that is courage. When you highlight and point out the suffering of the people, that is courage. When you tell your neighbor that you voted for the political party in power, but you are totally disillusioned with the complete breakdown of society and that you want nothing but change, that is courage. Courage allows you to publicly greet your friends and neighbors with opposing political views. When a fellow citizen is fired from his job, his or her job, because of political affiliation, for standing up and speaking out. Jobs including senior civil servant, a teacher, a watchman, a grave digger, or a roadworks job. It takes courage to stand up for those people. It takes courage for them to continue to find ways of supporting themselves and their families. It takes courage for you to stand up and speak out and say, that is wrong. When you remind the government, wherever and whenever you do so, of all of its failed projects, which they promised but never delivered, including the cross-country road, the National Stadium, the promise of planting 2,000 acres of bananas, the Cocoa Project, the opening of the Argyle International Airport, and many, many more, that is courage. When you oppose laws, including the Cybercrime Act, which are introduced seemingly for the protection of those in authority, and laws which are designed to obtain a vendetta against people and to punish them unduly, that is courage. It takes courage for a member of parliament to go against his or her party and vote against injustice. It takes courage for a member of parliament to challenge his own government and vote in the interest of all Vincentians. It can be done. It is done. The Brexit vote is a prime example of that. Courage is what it takes to fashion and shape your foreign policy, which benefits all Vincentians, and not just for the benefit of a political party and its supporters. Yes, it takes courage to do so, even if in doing so, you will be severing decades of another relationship. It is the country's best interest which is most important, and it takes courage to stand up for that. Yes, all that has been said above has shown us that Vincentians, you have courage, and that you are showing courage in the face of all adversity. Of course, you can do more. Yes, you can. It takes courage not to accept bribes and to say that bribery is wrong. In the Turks and Caicos Islands, where elections are expected soon, the supervisor of elections, Dudley Lewis, has recently had the courage to speak out and explain and warn politicians and voters that treating or bribery is illegal. He warned them that although in past campaigning leading up to general elections, some people have chosen to ignore it, such behavior is no longer being ignored. The person offering this kind of inducement is committing a serious criminal offense, he said. And so is every member of the public who accepts a gift or cash. He also warned that he will follow up all reports he receives, and he will not hesitate to collaborate with the police to initiate criminal investigations. Remember, that is the supervisor of elections. What he has done took courage. Yes, courage will allow you to stand up for what is right. Your courage will allow you to say enough no more. Your courage will allow you to want and demand better for yourself, your children, your village, your community, and the entire country, and to speak out and say so. Yes, you have courage, and by showing your courage, you're helping others to become courageous too. By showing your courage, others will want to do the same. We end by remembering the words of civil rights activist Martin Luther King Jr., who said, "Courage is an inner resolution to go forward despite obstacles." And we remember the words of W. Clement Stone, who was an American businessman and philanthropist, who said, "Have the courage to say no. Have the courage to face the truth. Do the right thing." These are the magic keys to living with integrity. Until next week, this is Brereton Horne with a view from the outside, and reminding all listeners to send your feedback to aviewfromtheoutside@hotmail.com. That's aviewfromtheoutside@hotmail.com. Have a pleasant weekend, Randy, and a wonderful week ahead. All the best to you.